Ah, such fond memories of this one.
Nostalgia at its finest.
I mean, we are blind. I am glad to see that it held up blind and I didn't just trash it blind.
Welcome to the channel, bringing a real-world perspective to the real-world whiskey consumer.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Erin.
And we are back with another Wildcard Wednesday video. We draw a sample at random. Don't know what we're drinking, but it comes out of our Wildcard sample pool. We're going to nose it, taste it, let you guys know what we think about it, give you some ratings on it, and then we're going to find out the price and see if that changes our ratings before we find out what we're drinking. We review things this way because we feel like it gives you the most honest impressions possible of what's in the glass, separate and apart from price tags, or labels or bias or any of that stuff. If you like this style of content, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We bring you these international videos, worldwide videos, good grief, every Wednesday.
Yes,
and we do a lot of bourbon and rye content for the rest of the week. Let's get this thing on the nose and see what we're working with.
Ooh.
Super fruity, but it's got some depth to it too.
It smells like fruit and paint. And I'm here for it.
Like paint in a can, paint drying on the wall. Where's the paint?
Ooh. The paint's in a can.
Okay.
It's a freshly opened can of paint. It's been spun at the station.
Yeah.
And then they put the thing on it, you bring it home and you open it.
Yeah. I'm getting like honey maltiness in this.
Mm-hmm. There's some honey.
That's like the first thing that jumps out to me after the fruit. And actually now that I'm spending more time with it on the nose, I'm getting way more of the honey and the malt than I am even the fruit.
This smells good and I really want to drink it. Like this makes me want to drink it.
Yeah, but what kind of fruit is it though? At least like tell people what it is. It doesn't smell like sugary sweet or anything like that.
Maybe like pear plum leaning somewhere. Maybe like if a pear and a plum had a baby.
Yeah.
If they
I could get behind that.
Cross-pollinated, it kind of would be, that's what would be in here.
Let's get it on the palate.
Okay. This has a very light Band-Aid taste, which I like. It sounds bad, but I like it. It's bright and light Band-Aid. That's what I get.
So you said this note before, and what she's talking about is there for me too, but it's kind of in the background, and you called it like an inflatable pool floaty or something.
Oh yeah, like the little pool floaties that you put on your kids' arms when they're
the water wings.
Yeah.
But I'm getting that, but it's in the background. It's like that kind of like fresh plasticky type of thing, like a plastic Band-Aid. But way in front of that is all the honey, the malt. It's very bright, and it's very juicy. Like my mouth is salivating because
it's watering.
It's very like a lot of times things can be bright and they'll be kind of sharp, and this is bright almost to the point of being sharp.
Almost sharp, but it doesn't tip that scale yet. That sharp scale.
At least on that sip. Also, that was the first sip of the day, so I probably need to take another one.
I just took a second sip and it stayed true. It gets right up there close to sharp, but it's not. I like this. This is a nice warm weather sipper for me. It's light in viscosity, but not light in flavor. But the flavors are subdued. Like there's a concentration of flavor, but they're not overwhelming flavors, if that makes sense.
It does, yeah. There is a concentration of flavor there. The finish kind of lingers around. Doesn't seem to be particularly high ABV or anything like that. Comes across just, to me, like a really nice scotch or a scotch-influenced worldwide whiskey.
Like a single malt of some kind.
A single malt of some kind. And the sharpness, borderline sharpness, did kind of calm down for me on that second sip. The one thing I'll say about this that jumps out to me is just how flavorful it is for the lower ABV.
It feels like a lower ABV, but it does have lots of flavor, like a concentration of it.
Yeah, and I'm getting like a little bit of, I would even say like a borderline like mild peachiness, like, you know, like not like a ripe peach, but like it's not ripe yet. So there's like
a little tart.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that on here, and there's that little bit of smokiness in the background.
I'm not getting smokiness.
I'm getting like a little bit of like underlying florality as well. Just like it kind of just smells like there might be flowers in the room when you're sipping this.
It's interesting that you say you get some smokiness because I'm not getting any smokiness.
When I say smokiness, I'm not talking about peat smoke at all. Just Scotch itself.
Like
a lot of single malts can just have this kiss.
Like a barbecue type of smoke?
No, it's just like a kiss of like barrel char smokiness.
Like
from
campfire?
I don't know. If you've ever had Scotch, you know what it is. Like it's on this, it's just this faint note in the very background.
Okay.
That to me, I get on a lot of Scotches. Not peated, eyeless Scotches, but just regular Scotches. I'm going to take one more sip and get some ratings on this. All right, I think I know where I'm at. Are you good on this one?
I'm good.
What is your rating for this pour?
I found this to be very pleasant. I'm giving it a thumbs up.
I like it. If I got a glass of this, I would happily ask for another one.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go thumbs up as well. Pending price.
Yeah.
That's always the big one.
I think for me,
international.
as we are entering the warmer months, this is something I can see myself wanting to drink.
So this is $100.
Oh.
Does that change your rating?
Perhaps.
Yeah, I can see that it might. As I'm sitting here saying this, by the way, even before the price, seeing that, like the oak is setting in on the background, it's just kind of lingering around there. I'm going to stay thumbs up on this. I think if it stayed as bright as it was on the first sip, at 100, I'm out. But as I've taken subsequent sips, I've gotten a little bit more of the depth to it. It's kind of rounding out. And I'm enjoying this quite a bit. I don't have to have a bottle of it, but I would like to have a bottle of it. So I'm going thumbs up.
I have a decision.
Yes.
I'm going to say something. Well, I think this is worth $100. I don't think anyone purchasing it would get ripped off.
It's just more than you want to spend.
I personally am not going to spend $100 on this bottle, so I'm going down to just okay. However, do I think it's worth $100? Yeah. I'm just not going to spend it. For me.
I think that's pretty fair. All right, let's find out what we were drinking. And this is Hibiki Harmony.
Oh, wow.
This is a Japanese whiskey.
We've had this before.
Thanks to Peter Fasciano from Whiskey's a Journey for sending this over.
Haven't we?
Hibiki Harmony. What is the ABV on this?
It tastes like a
43%.
Is it a single malt?
No, well, it's a Japanese blended whiskey that does have single malt in it.
Okay.
But
that's why everything was kind of lower on the punchiness of each flavor.
Yeah, it's funny that I got that little kiss of smoke because I have a background with Hibiki Harmony. I got that little kiss of smoke, which I love when it's just so faint like that. And it's funny that I got florality. This is funny. So Hibiki Harmony for me was the first whiskey I ever sipped neat that opened my eyes to how layered and nuanced sipping whiskey neat could be.
I was there for this experience, and I remember him saying it was like he was walking into a meadow.
Yeah, it was like I was in the woods. And by the woods, I mean I'm surrounded by woods and vegetation and flowers and things.
When he did this, he knew what he was drinking. This was a couple years ago.
I know. I want to tell them my story. Okay. So I was in the woods surrounded by flowers and vegetation and everything like that. And then I walked out into a meadow, and it's like when you walk out from the shade into the sun and you just feel the warmth encompassing your body from the sun, and you're surrounded by like the flowers and the outside air and all that stuff. That's what this glass reminded me of when I sipped it neat for the first time. And this proof point ABV back then was spot on.
Yeah.
Now this is pretty low for me, so I don't get like quite the whole like, ooh, I don't get all that with it anymore. But I still really like it, and this still holds up in blinds for me.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Now that I know what it is, I'm getting the kind of florality notes the floral notes that I typically get when I know I'm drinking it.
Yeah, and I know sometimes this thing gets marked up to like 110 at some places, and I've seen it as low as 85. I don't know. I just have such a history with this.
Yeah.
Such a soft spot for this bottle. I just really enjoy it, and we're out of our bottle, and I absolutely want to get another one. My rating holds true.
Yeah, and mine holds true as well. While I enjoy it, I personally am not going to spend my fun money on it.
Yeah.
Now, if we want to figure out how to fit it into our household budget, I'd be amenable to that, but I'm not spending my fun money.
And I'll be honest, like this is why we do it blind, to eliminate the bias, because if I knew this was Hibiki Harmony the whole time through because of that nostalgia with it, I would have been rating it even higher.
Yep, you would have.
But I still really enjoyed it. So if the things we said here sound like something you would enjoy, if you kind of like, scotchy type of flavors, but you just want like something maybe just slightly different, because it reminded me a lot of a scotch, but I was also talking about international whiskeys. So
yeah, it reminded me of like a single malt from another country.
Yeah, I think this is where you start. And I actually have heard recently that in Japan, this is like a $65 bottle, like conversion-wise.
Okay.
And that's fantastic.
Yeah.
We just can't get it for that here, and that's fine. I'm willing to pay up a little bit. The bottle's beautiful.
It is pretty.
It's a fun bottle to share. I find it to be fairly and very approachable for newcomers. And it's a great bottle. Big fans of Hibiki Harmony. If you're a big fan of this video, go ahead and like it. And if you're a big fan of the channel, subscribe if you haven't already. If you're a fan of the channel, you should already be subscribed. What are we doing here?
What are you even doing with your life?
And join us for a pour on a live stream.
Yeah.
Hit the bell down there. It'll let you know when we're going live once a month. And
that's
hope you join us.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it for today. Be good to each other. And until next time,
cheers. I'm so happy. I'm so happy this popped up.
Yeah.
This bottle makes me happy.
You make me happy.
And it makes me... Oh, well, thank you.
Sometimes.
Yeah. I'm just sad we're out of our bottle, and I have to buy another one, because the price tag does hurt a little bit.
Yeah,
It
it
stings.
smarts a smidgy bit.
Yeah.